Guys, this is how we use this. The letter actually has two pages. The first page is one already filled out. So you see what it looks like as an example when it's filled out. If you notice, there's no letterhead, whether it's this letter or any other letter. I can promise you, if you take out the letterhead, you're going to have a much higher response rate. Okay. Because most people, when they see the letterhead, they think, oh, one of those, and they toss it in the wastebasket. Now, the only time I would use a letterhead is if you're writing to businesses, perhaps a doctor, an attorney, an accountant, somebody like that, or an owner of a large building, like a strip mall or a 20-unit building or something. Then yeah, I might use a letterhead. But for individual property owners, no letterhead. All right. Now, down here is the one that's the template. So obviously you would delete the words letter template, and down below under sincerely, you would type in all of your information here, name, business. Remember, if you're a licensee, and most of you are, you have to you have to tell them you're a license, you have to identify yourself as a licensee. So your business would be the brokers that you're with. Okay. Um, I do recommend you hand sign the letter. If you want to get a signature stamper at Staples, you can do that. They're about $10. You provide some writing samples of your signature, and they create one that's an exact match of your signature, and it's ink. So people really can't tell. The only way they can tell is if you don't stamp it squarely. If you're off at an angle, it's going to look weird because your signature is going to come off at an angle. So you want to make sure the signature stamper is square, like lined up perpendicularly with the edge of your letter, so it looks natural. So in any case, um, right, back to what I was saying. You'll notice that certain fields are in brackets: first name, property address, and so forth. That's because you're going to click on mailings up here. Okay. You're going to go over here to mail merge, right? You're going to do letters. Okay. That's where you're going to send out as letters. You can use the step-by-step mail merge wizard if you're not certain of anything. Just click on that, it'll step you through it. But essentially, the next step is select your recipients. And this is the file that you downloaded from Realeflow. Okay. So let me go back there and I'll show you that real quick. All right. So I'm going to go back to my search property leads. Actually, I already may have a file up there I can use as a demonstration. I do. So what you would do, assuming you've got your leads, in this case 30, this was a search I did earlier, it's going to say my leads is 30. If you start this process and you're in there and you're doing your own search, so for example, 15237, okay, and I'll just do something real quick here. Let's do active listing. I just want a quick follow to do the demonstration here so you know what I'm doing. And this is in the instructions too. If you remember, if you go over here to knowledge base, it's going to show you, and it might probably 3 or 4 ways to do this. So my search results yielded 2. If you notice up here, it says my leads is 30. That's because that's from the last time I was here. You want to delete that. So you click on this, okay, hit reset. I'm not going to hit reset because I want to keep those, okay? Um, and then you go back to where you were, where your 2 are. Then what you do is you would do the drop down and select all 2. And I'm not going to do that, but you would do that. Then up here, this would say 2. My leads is 2. So let's go back there, assuming that's what we did. Very simply click on download. We're going to click standard, leave all these unchecked. You're already getting all this information anyways. And you're going to get a CSV file, and it's going to download those 30 leads on your hard drive. And that's where you get them. You open it up, it's an Excel spreadsheet. And you can also create a Facebook custom audience, which I think is awesome. Okay. And so you can market to these folks online as well as offline. Personally, just doing it offline is probably going to give you everything you need. I just honestly, I don't, we do use Facebook on our team. Some people use it more than others. Let me do the stop here. Okay, let me check the questions here. Andre, thanks for your help, buddy. I appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow, man. Um, Sally Key, I will schedule a call. I will look up my property and showing. Okay. All right. Good, Sally. I look forward to seeing you. Um, I missed last Monday. Okay. We went over that. I think we're caught up. Well, you guys are
Yes,
easy on me tonight.
one more question, Gary.
You got
Earlier
it.
you were telling us about handwriting the envelope. The envelope. Do you mean handwriting both the recipient information and also my information on the
Yeah.
envelope?
Well, I will tell you, at a minimum, definitely you want to write the recipient's name and address. It's okay if you have stickers for your return address or another stamper that has your address on there. That's not the end of the world. I mean, there's really no perceptible difference between of response rates. Well, I guess what I'm saying is we can't tell a difference whether you handwrite your return address versus a, a stamper with it or a sticker. We've never been able to measure any significant result or difference in result. So my instincts would tell me you can't go wrong with handwriting both. You will definitely have 100% open rate. I
Cool.
just don't think if you use a sticker with your address on, like the kind you get every year for March of Dimes, I don't know that it's ever cost me any open rate. There was not ever enough of a difference for me to go back to handwriting the return address, you know?
Now,
So
would you recommend using the broker's my broker's address versus my home address?
yeah. Yeah, the only exception I would say is if your state might require you to use your broker's address on the return envelope. Most of them don't, but one or two do. I can't remember which ones they are. The other thing too is you don't want to use your own actual home address, but if you have a PO box, absolutely. I mean, you can get a PO box for $30 every 6 months or something like that. They're dirt cheap, and I would definitely do that. That's what I would do, because if you get return mail, you're gonna want to see that. And I just check the mailbox every week. The post office box. Excuse me. Um, all right, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks for joining, Karen. Nice to see you too. So I appreciate
All
your
right,
help.
thank you.
Yep. And so guys, yeah, definitely if you want to put your own address on it, I suggest get a PO box to do that. You want to keep your privacy as much as possible and your safety and security. Okay. Um, and I have some pretty strong feelings about things like that. Your phone number, you got to let people know your phone number, guys. I know an agent right now, she's not on the call, um, who's works with us, and she doesn't even have her phone number on her EXP profile. It doesn't show up. I had the darnest time finding how to get a hold of that person, other than email and text and thing. I'm sorry, not text, but email and workplace chat. And I told her, I said, you've got to be findable. Let people know how to get a hold of you. And it should be, online, social media, phone, and email. And on phone, of course, that includes texting. Um, so make it easy for people, I guess, is the moral of the story there. So